Hello, and welcome to the Tarot with Titania Winter Solstice reading for 2022. Hopefully, you are all ready for your winter holidays. I know I'm almost there. And with that, let's take 3 nice deep breaths together. Pull our energy into this present moment, come back to our beautiful bodies, and be here now. Creator, thank you for this opportunity to read. We're all going to take 3 nice deep breaths to bring our energy into sync. Wherever you are across time and space, you are part of this reading. I invite you to see a tree root coming down out of the base of your spine, going down deep into Mother Earth and grounding you here and now in this present moment, knowing that that tree root is not only grounding you, but it is a conduit through which anything that no longer serves you can easily pass down into Mother Earth and become compost for your new good growth. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I'm here with all of your children, and we are about to do a reading for personal and collective benefit on this winter solstice 2022. I call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening now and in the future to be present, as well as an overlighting angel of communication to facilitate this exchange and ensure that it happens in the highest and best way possible for our personal and collective highest and greatest good, and that we cover all that we need to know in the time that we have together today. I'd also like to invite the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us, creating a sacred container across time and space. You are gathered up in the fold. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming. We set the tone for ease, for clarity, for wisdom, for upliftment, for empowerment, so that we set good energy, that we set a good intention or track for the next little while for ourselves and our lives, that we line up with the larger energies and make the most of them for our good, the good of those we love, the good of our communities, and this beautiful planet and all life on her. Anything that doesn't match these frequencies of love, light, wisdom, understanding, peace, and grace is welcome to go now. And with that, let's begin. Okie-doke. We're having a winter stormy kind of evening where I am. Hopefully you're snug wherever you are. This winter solstice energy will continue for the next little while, the next few months. So it's good for us just to become aware of the energy points, the set points, so that we can align ourselves with it and ally ourselves with it and use it in service to our good and the good of all those around us in this beautiful planet. So Creator, what is it that we most need to know right now about this winter solstice energy 2022? And how can we best leverage this understanding for our good and the good of everyone with whom we interact? Okay. And as we usually do on the solstice, it'll be body, mind, heart, and spirit. Okay, so body, the card of success, 10 of hearts. This is all about celebrating, coming together with others and enjoying life, celebrating the good, honoring the good that we're experiencing and sharing it with others. So this quality of energy is on the body level, honoring the body, taking care of the body, enjoying the body, doing things that honor your body. So getting out and moving around, dancing. If you're where there's snow, maybe getting out and skiing or snowboarding, tobogganing, playing in the snow. Whatever it is that makes your body joyful, paying attention to that and honoring it at this time. So taking care of this body and celebrating it and coming together with other people and having a good time together, having a sledding party or again, whatever it is that inspires you. But on the level of the body, there's this energy of celebration, of success, of self-care, of loving care for this part of ourselves, for honoring it and celebrating it. And this also speaks to the energy of just being embodied. Here we are in our body at this time, our bodies, we've chosen to be here. We're part of this amazing transformation that humanity is going through. And so it's a big deal being here in a body at this time and going through these changes. There's a lot going on. And so just acknowledging you for being here, celebrating that we're here at this time doing this good work. And it's not always easy, but we're making it. We're doing good things. Again, the name is success. It's okay for us to really be here and celebrate being human at this time of transformation, part of the energies that are shifting the collective, and celebrating that. Just coming home and having fun. So again, how can you honor your body? How can you celebrate your body? How can you celebrate being in your body? The festive season is a wonderful time to eat really good food with people we care about and take a little bit of time off to enjoy the things we love to do. And whether that's indoors or out, you know best. And just paying attention to that and giving it some space, honoring you on a body level for who you are and where you've come from and where you continue to go. So the embodiment piece. And here we have the card of the mind. And we have the Chariot, fast forward momentum. So major arcana, this is all about lining up the will, the attention, and the intention. Because when we do, I think we're going to see happening in the next few months, it's just going to be just an acceleration. And so being as lined up as possible with what is authentic and congruent for you. Because when that energy starts to roll, when the gates open, just understanding that there's going to be a lot of energy and a lot of movement. And so on the level of the mind, being aware of this and getting ready to be ready. So again, it's taking care of the body. That's really important. And then on the level of the mind and, being lining up those different aspects of ourselves so that when that momentum happens, we can really move with it. That's kind of interesting. Really a lot of energy with this one. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next few months and the shifts that are potentially there for us as individuals and as a collective. And are you lined up? Are you ready to be ready? Are you ready to move? Are you ready to go? Are you ready to change? But also change on the level of the mind, right? Because this is movement and this is the mind. So changes on the level of our minds, and what maybe we believed or saw as true and authentic is maybe going to be different. I don't know. We're going to find out though. But this is a major arcana, so it's important. Paying attention to our attention, because whatever we're paying attention to is going to develop very quickly. So if you have a project that's important to you, it's a good idea to give yourself permission to spend time and energy there every day. Even if it's just a little bit. If it's important to you, you want to be nurturing it and lining up your life force energy with that project, with that thing that you want to see happen in the world, so that you're generating a positive momentum. And if you're maybe giving your attention to things that you don't like or don't want, sort of a negative attention, then maybe just clean that up a little bit. Because, if we're the creators of our reality, and we are, where we put our energy is, our attention is where we're putting our energy, and that's what we're feeding with our life force and our bandwidth and our attention. So are you feeding the right thing with your energy and your attention? Something to think about for the next little while on the level of the mind. Heart. And our old friend, the pruning card, is with us once again. So on the level of the heart, it's sort of pruning out all the dead, diseased, and crossing branches, getting rid of anything on the heart level, or cleaning up on the heart level, all those bits and pieces and frayed edges that need our love and our kindness and our attention. We want to clean up the tree of life, the tree of our life on the heart level. So maybe if there are places where your energy is going and it's not nourishing you, or it's not supportive of you, relationships or things that you're giving your energy and your attention to, not unlike this one, it's time to clean it up. Time to maybe, it's okay to move forward in your life. It's okay to let relationships go that are no longer congruent with where you are. I mean, that seems to happen naturally when we get into a different energetic space, a different state. We move on and those relationships change and shift. But this card is about cleaning things up on the level of the heart. So if you have undelivered communications, and I'm not talking about blasting somebody or being mean, but maybe it's time to have a conscientious conversation with that individual and just clean it up and see what happens. There may be an opportunity to resolve past hurts and regrets and clean it up for your peace now. And even if that person's not around anymore, you could write them a letter, not to send, but just to energetically clean it up, or have a conversation with the higher aspect of them. Once again, just pretending they're sitting in a chair across from you and saying what it is that you want to say, but from a place of love and kindness and groundedness to the best of our ability. Sometimes we're just triggered and we need to let it out. But that way the person isn't there in the flesh and won't be hurt. And yet that message will get through on some level because we are all connected. We are all part of this universal network of life. So on the level of the heart, cleaning things up, paying attention to that, doing the housework of the heart, gardening of the garden of the heart. Okay, and then Spirit. Princess of Pentacles. This is new beginnings on the level of the material realm. So it's kind of interesting because we pulled this on the level of spirit. What do we need to do? No, on the level of the spirit. It's new beginnings in our relationship with the world, with the material realm. It's this deepening of the bridge between spirit and embodiment. No longer are we so separate. Our spirit and our experientialness are not as separate as they once were. We're becoming more and more harmonized with the broader, wiser part of us. And the more intentional we are about it, the more we get to have more of that broader, wiser part of us in our field, in every moment, every day, inspiring us, activating us, moving us forward in beautiful ways. So that is what this speaks to me of, is this new beginning on the level of sort of the earthly plane, the material plane, having more of that spirit energy in our day-to-day lives, in our interactions, just by setting the intention. I mean, this is where humanity is, as I understand it. We're on this threshold of transformation, of change, of becoming more, having more of that broader, wiser part of us here, right now. We're moving away from being mind dominant and we're dropping into our hearts, we're dropping into our bodies, and we're recognizing that there is an animating energy that holds our field. That is why we have a field, why we have a body. It's the centrifugal force, if you will, that pulls all that together. That's who we really are. And when we are more intentional about it and living at this time, it's part of what we're moving towards. Is just having more spirit in our bodies, having more of that awareness and that consciousness and that intentionality present in every moment. So that is what this card is speaking of as we move into, as we have this card of spirit. What do we need to know on the level of the spirit? Well, we're having more spirit in our bodies, in our everyday lives. We're becoming more homo spiritualis, I think some people have been calling it. Kind of exciting to think that we're perhaps evolving as a new human organism, so to speak. So, on the level of the body, celebrating the body, enjoying the body, being in the body and celebrating it, being grateful for it, enjoying what it means to be embodied. And it's such a privilege, really, to be here now. And then on the level of the mind, we have this fast forward momentum. So, be clear about where you're putting your attention. Be deliberate about this, more intentional about it, because where your attention goes, energy flows, and that's what's going to have the momentum behind it. So if you've been putting a lot of energy and attention on things that you are not in alignment with, that you don't want, I would suggest it's time to pull back and start thinking about what you do want. Start redirecting your attention and your energy on creating your life and your future, not getting pulled off your center by some external narrative, whatever that may be. It's time to come home to you and live your life from the inside out. So what do you want? And you may not even know, and that's okay, but you can get into the feeling place of it. Most of us want to feel good. Most of us want to have loving relationships. Most of us want to live on a beautiful, healthy, clean planet where we have clean water and healthy food and where everyone is taken care of. I mean, these are big picture visions that we can get our energy behind and hold, even if we may not know how it'll manifest in the minutiae of our life or the smallness of our life. We can get behind those bigger visions and hold them, get excited about them, dream them up a little bit. Don't worry about the how so much. It's more the feeling of it. And then on the level of the heart, we have clean it up, clean up the relationships, clean up those loose frayed ends, tidy it up, let go of those things that no longer serve, and give your energy to cleaning up the things that are worthwhile. And again, if you have unfinished business with somebody and they're either not in your life anymore or they're no longer on this plane, you can still have a conversation with the energy of them, the spirit of them, and complete it. And I would encourage you to do it from a place of, to the best of your ability, love and kindness and clarity and neutrality. It's just a good space to be in when you clean it up. And then spirit, understanding that there is this beautiful bridge between spirit and embodiment. So these practices like yoga, like qigong, like tai chi, they bring us back to our body. And this beautiful body that we each have is our vehicle for being embodied and for celebrating this beautiful life. It's our opportunity, our means of connecting with others in wonderful ways and having this joyful life experience, sampling it, enjoying the sensory experience of being human and embodied at this time. And what this is indicating is this new beginning on the level of the spirit connected to body. This lovely bridge of the two. Just because we're human doesn't mean we're not spiritual, and just because we're spiritual beings having a human experience, it doesn't mean we have to negate either aspect of this. It's all part of it. It's all part of our beingness at this time. So this celebration of the beingness and this understanding that there's going to be more of the spirit aspect of us, the higher, broader, wiser part of us happening in our bodies and in our experience at this time. Okay, so let's just pull, curious to see the foundation card. What is it that we need to know? What is the grounding of all of this at this time? Indecision. So as we're navigating this next little while, like I said, if you don't know what it is that you want, or it's not time, you just don't know what to do or where to go, this card is telling you it's okay. It's okay to wait until you have the clarity and the wisdom and the guidance that you need. It's okay to be in that space. And so because this is the foundation card, it relates to this whole reading and where we're going. I think this is happening for many of us. You know, there's just this uncertainty on the planet right now. But lounging in uncertainty is not conducive to a peaceful, congruent, happy, productive experience. That's why it's really important for us to line up with what we want to the best of our ability, to clean up our heart and our energy field, to enjoy being in a human body, to seek to bridge our bodies with our spirit through meditation practice, through body practices, as I said, like yoga, qigong, tai chi, all of those things. And that self-directed or self-involved experience is what you're here to do. You didn't come here to live somebody else's experience. You didn't come here to manifest in somebody else's experience. You came to do your own. We're all here to do our own. And when we do, and when we start to live life from the inside out, we are much clearer and cleaner about who we are and how we're interacting with others. And we can navigate whatever external uncertainties there may be because we're good inside ourselves. We're at peace inside of ourselves. And so even though we don't have the answers necessarily, you see with this card, what I love about it is you see she's ready. She's got her sword out, ready to be ready to take action when she receives the guidance. And we see this ray of light coming down into the top of her head. It's like a download of information through her crown chakra. And so even though there may be like distractions happening, she's not noticing the distractions. She's not noticing the stuff that's being chucked in her mental field. She's staying poised and ready, listening to the guidance, listening to the the word go. And when it comes, she will know what to do, because that's what happens. When we're ready to go, we're ready to go. When we're not ready to go, it's not time to take action yet. So that's the foundation of the reading. It's why we're having the reading at this solstice time. So even though we may be feeling indecisive and uncertain and all of that stuff, that's okay, and come back to you. That's okay, and come back to your heart. Come back to your congruence. Come back to that which your broader, wiser self is calling you towards, your inner yes. To the best of your ability, spend time there as much as possible. Grow in alignment with your heart. Grow in alignment every day. Take action on something related to your yes. And that can be doing some meditation. That can be doing some yoga. That can be actually working on a project, learning a musical instrument. All of those things. It's that showing up every day with your yes, with your congruent aspect, with your alignment, with your broader, wiser self. That's our work. Whatever form it takes is unique and individual to you, and you know what it is more than anybody else does. So even though it may be feeling uncertain at this time, by staying busy and focused on that, that's super, super helpful. So I think that's pretty clear. And let's pull our card to grow on. I don't know if we did that last time, but let's do it. All right, Creator. What is our card to grow on? As we move forward from this beautiful winter solstice in the northern hemisphere, summer solstice in the southern hemisphere, what is it that we need to hold within ourselves? What wisdom and guidance can we carry forward with us from this reading to help us to integrate it and understand ourselves better and be a more energized and inspired, proactive, cooperative component of the evolution of life at this time on the planet? Okay, so Hanged Man, Major Arcana, pulling ourselves up by our bootstraps. So we need to take responsibility for ourselves. Understand that it's up to us. We are the ones who have to have the new perspective. That's our role. That's our job. We have to, like I said, pull ourselves up by our bootstraps and take a look at life from a different perspective. Give ourselves permission to look at things from a new perspective. And that perspective will help us to move forward in our experience and help us to relate to others in good ways. But that fresh look at life. So whenever you're feeling stopped or indecisive or whatever it is, stop, take a nice deep breath, come back home to you, and give yourself permission to consider it from a broader perspective, a different perspective. Ask for a different perspective. The universe will send you one. But this is really about us taking responsibility for our perspective, really taking responsibility of where are we putting our attention, our focus, our energy, our will, and being mindful of that, redirecting it in good ways. Redirecting it in ways that serve us, that serve our communities, that serve this beautiful planet. We can create a lot, each of us in our little corner, by dreaming of the beautiful world that we long for, giving it energy and life force through our vision, through our happy vision of what we'd like to see, what we'd like to experience, what would make us happiest, what would feel deeply nourishing and fulfilling and joyful. So our card to grow on going forward is pulling ourselves up by our own bootstraps, and it's part of our soul growth. That's what the Hanged Man is all about, Major Arcana. We have to take responsibility for ourselves and create for ourselves the future that we want. We can inspire each other, but ultimately we're each responsible for our own way forward on this planet. And it's up to us. It really is up to us. So where are you putting your energy, your focus, your attention? Is it serving you? And if it isn't bringing you more joy and lining you up with your broader yes, your inner compass, maybe reevaluate that and see if there isn't somewhere else where you need to be going with your energy and life force at this time. And so that is our winter solstice reading for 2022. Pretty interesting. There's an astrologer, as some of you know, that I follow, Pam Gregory. She always does a solstice reading. So I'm going to put a link to that underneath so you can go and enjoy that if you're inspired. And I wish you, I guess I should go to this window. I want to wish you a very happy winter solstice, and may you find whatever it is that brings you to more life and more joy inside you, and give that lots of good energy to launch into this next season of our cycle. There'll be a new moon 2 days after Christmas, I believe, or is it after the solstice? I can't remember, one or the other. And that's all about new beginnings. So putting things in place for yourself, even if it's just symbolic, something in your field of regular day in day out existence where you are seeding your future with something beautiful and positive and alignment with your heart, all that good that's in your spirit. Embody it somehow so that you're reminded of that when you come by it every day, if that makes sense. All right, close your eyes, please. Let's join me in a nice deep breath. Coming home to ourselves, always striving to come home to ourselves and be at home wherever we are in life. Just being here now, being in our bodies, being at ease in our bodies. Noticing when we feel stressed, noticing when we feel happy. Just getting curious and observing ourselves. And then from that place of discernment and observation, we can make good choices, new choices that line us up in good ways with what we know is true for us. Creator, this is your daughter, Titania. I want to thank you and all those who helped to hold the space today for this winter solstice reading of 2022. I ask that you be with each and every one of us as we take these distinctions and understandings and apply them in our experience and move our lives forward in beautiful, congruent, and meaningful ways, lining up with our inner yes, bringing more of our energy and life force to that aspect of ourself, and releasing things that no longer serve us, so that we can be clean and clear, lined up, willing and ready for this new momentum that is building, for the new humanity, and for us as members of that new humanity. Help us to know how to be, help us to pull ourselves up by our own bootstraps, to take responsibility for ourselves, and to create intentionally for ourselves in beautiful ways, for our good and the good of all life everywhere, including this beautiful planet. And so, thank you for being here. This reading is at an end, and we will see each other again very, very soon. Have a beautiful midwinter, midsummer if you're down below. Take good care, and bye for now.